Okay, so welcome back to our Stonemasons Brisbane SEO case study. So today we're going to be looking at what domain that we purchase. So there is, quite a few variables involved in this. There's a lot of very rarely do we actually get the luxury in our industry of choosing the domain. Usually, by the time that we're engaged, it's usually a lot further down the track. But here is a few insights into what I would look for in a domain. So let me just bring over a notepad here. Okay, lined up now. Okay, so the first thing we would look for is the EMD, which is the exact match domain. So stonemasons brisbane.com.au. So that's always the first point of call. It's very rare these days though that the EMD is actually still available. So our second choice would be some variation of a brand name plus a partial match keyword. So what I might do for this one is for the brand name side of it, we'll do KM for Kick Media, lowercase, and we might do kmmasons.com.au if it's available. And the reason that we do this is basically we've got the KM there, which allows us to do a little bit of branding once we do the offsite, and allows us to have our own brand name that we'll rank quite easily for. I imagine there isn't a lot of competition for the keyword KM Masons, and it's really important that your brand ranks before you go out and try rank any of your money keywords. So if we jump over to Crazy Domains, we'll check and see what's available and see if our choices here are possible. Okay, so for this, I quite often use Crazy Domains. It's more the fact that I have a lot of domains with them than the fact that they're good at what they do or anything like that. But just on that, I wouldn't use them for hosting. I just use them for the domain names. So first, let's have a look at the EMD. Okay, so that's actually available. Wow. So normally, if this was for a client, I would definitely register this. But for the sake of this case study, we want to make things a little bit harder on ourselves. We don't want to, just use the name of our domain to get the rankings for us. So let's see if my first choice was available. KM Masons. Okay, so that one's actually available, so we might use that. So just to give you some examples in other industries, if I was going after the word plumber Brisbane, I would go KM Plumber, or KM Electrical if I was going for electricians. Just something that is kind of brandable, but also has something, a word that's really relevant to the the industry and the keywords that we're trying to rank for. But we don't want too long of a word because there's nothing more annoying than having a domain that's 30 characters long. So we want to keep it nice and small, so our URL structures stay pretty small and easy to see and that type of thing. But we want to get a keyword in there and we want to make it brandable, which is that's what we've done here. So we will go ahead and register this domain, and then we'll move on to the next step. I will just quickly have a look at the date and time again, though. So this just shows that it's still the 13th of June, so we aren't skipping around and jumping around in the timeline or anything like that. This is actually all done as I've recorded it and as I've uploaded it. Okay, so I'll register that off camera, and then once it's all registered, we'll move on to the next step.